Trisha is getting called out for her recent podcast. In her recent podcast, she'd explained how, parenting is hard, and she'd also said a couple of other things. And people are like, it's kind of rich that you're saying that, parenting is hard and stuff, especially because you dragged Ethan and Gila so hard on their parenting. They're great. They're amazing parents, by the way. They're they're both very present in their children's lives. And so Trisha's getting called out, for being a part-time parent or whatever. I kind of low-key have a bit of respect for Trisha being open and honest about, how parenting is hard. Like, I respect that. The issue that people are having is that she dragged Ethan and Gila so hard, and now she's facing a bit of karma herself. So someone had pointed this out. They'd said, Trisha said Malibu has a crazy face when she laughs, like, oh my God. Then catches herself and says, she's great, as in she should stop gossiping. Is she describing some weird lady she works with or her own infant daughter? Yes, Trisha, we noticed these abnormal comments. The post went on to state, we already know Trisha has a warped sense of how her baby acts and how she should act. She said Malibu was so good because she didn't fuss or cry that much early on, and she cuts out any of that in videos she uploads to this day. That's how babies communicate, dumbass. Now Trisha's judging how she laughs and what she looks like when she laughs. Malibu is going to pick up on these things if she hasn't already. I have a feeling Trisha thinks all babies are kind of dumb and oblivious to parents' comments about them at that age. She'll continue to nitpick and criticize. It's probably what Leonard did to her and her sister. Moses will go along with whatever and not say a thing because he's a weak loser. Trisha, we all know you lurk here. I hope this makes you feel like the garbage you are, and that you start to think before you speak and act like a jerk around Malibu. I don't even have my own kids and know this just from being a human. Read a parenting book. Okay, forget reading. Watch a parenting video from trained professionals. For the love of God, put some effort into it. Someone commented, it's especially off-putting when in the same podcast she talks about how Malibu always reaches for her dad and not Trisha, and how Trisha has yet to bond with her. Trisha really wants people to believe that she knows her daughter. But I think the main issue that people are having is that because Trisha dragged Ethan and Gila so hard for their parenting, and now she's getting called out for, being a part-time parent because she can't handle her daughter for more than like a few hours at a time, people are like, this is karma, girlfriend. Like, this is karma. Another person brought up this clip from her podcast that said, I love it when Trisha Paytas tells on herself. Nothing wrong with Moses being the primary caregiver, but he is more than that. He is the only caregiver, in fact, and it is not healthy, neither for him nor for Malibu. Trisha only wanted a prop and not the responsibility. You can tell she's dumb as rocks. The baby exists full-time and needs to be taken care of full-time. She admits Moses is the full-time caregiver and then tries to backpedal because it makes her look like she isn't involved when she isn't. The labour is unevenly divided. She doesn't prepare for the show. Oscar prepares everything. Looking at TikToks on your phone after Oscar has created the structure of the discussion isn't work. Perhaps you can tell her connection with Malibu, but most can't. The only views she got were due to Colleen and Tanner. That is interesting because Trisha did get lots of views this year when talking about, Jojo and Colleen and Tanner. I did notice that on her podcast, people were super interested in that, and it was popping when she made videos about that. And it's interesting because she's said time and time again that she's not interested in drama and that she doesn't want to focus on drama anymore, because she's a mother and her life has done this huge 180 change. That's what she kind of puts out into the world, but then she likes to touch on drama every now and then because she knows it's going to get her lots and lots of views. But then it's awkward because then people start bringing up her drama from her past, which is the whole reason why she stopped talking about drama in the first place. She literally stopped talking about drama the day that Moses got accused of those SA allegations. That's the truth. That's fact. If we can remember when Trisha was dragging Ethan on frenemies, she'd said, why would you ask me that knowing I can't have kids? Isn't that what she said to Ethan when he asked her if she's ever been around a toddler? It's hard, huh? Yeah, it's hard, but that's having a child. And she wants another, huh? Lol. Okie dokies. Someone else said, it bothers me that she's faced so much public scrutiny online, yet puts a literal infant through the same thing, who can't consent. She knows how evil it is to be a mummy vlogger. Anyone takes care of the kid except for her. We all anticipated this when everyone told us we were wrong. effing embarrassing. Let her talk long enough and she'll tell on herself. Now, another clip from her recent podcast was recently pulled up where she was dragging moms that do the nighttime routines on TikTok. If you didn't already know about that, I'll just briefly touch on it. Basically, there's a lot of these TikTok moms that film literally every single waking moment of their newborn's life and, you know, the nighttime routines and stuff, and stick massive diva ring lights in front of their faces and wonder why their children are crying. And they do this so that they can, you know, profit off being a parent. You know, that's pretty much exactly what it is. And there's like a huge feud about it online. You can read about it. All you have to do is type in nighttime routine on TikTok and I'm sure it will pop up. So anyway, Trisha was dragging mothers that do this in her podcast, and people started calling her out and going, wait, hold on a minute. If only Trisha Paytas cared for her own child as much as she cares for others, or is she jealous of the millions of views they're getting and she's not getting any more? And that is very true. She doesn't really get that many views on her vlogs. People responded in the comments, she gets nasty like that because she's envious/jealous in some way. She's feeling shame because she knows damn well she's done F all for MB in terms of her care, and it comes out as aggression towards mothers who have done the opposite. She's so effing transparent. She's jealous of the millions of views they get and how MB doesn't give her the same amount of views. It's clear she's jealous and salty. That's why she can't stuff you about it. Once again, we can see she hasn't changed one bit. You could give this woman everything she ever wanted and she'll still do this. Greedy and jealous beyond belief. It's kind of hard to give her empathy when she shamed Ethan and Gila for so long, and I think that's why she's getting so much hate for being a part-time mother. I reckon if she'd never taunted Ethan and Gila on their parenting, people would be a lot more sympathetic towards her. Now, an old podcast has recently surfaced where Trisha was shit-talking Moses to Ethan, and he'd pulled up the receipts and everything, and she got really embarrassed and really awkward about it because at that point, her and Moses had like gotten back together. But yeah, it was exposed that he was allegedly talking to minors behind Trisha's back.
Well, first of all, you were accusing him of like flirting with minors. Do you take that back?
No, that's, oh my God.
Okay, can I just explain everything?
Oh my God.
First, you guys were dating, and then you started sending me all these crazy DMs with screenshots being like, your brother-in-law's f***ing crazy, and he's sick, and he's f***ing minors, and I was like, all right. And I was like, I'll pull out my phone and read the DMs.
Now, yet another old video has resurfaced of Trisha calling homeless people disgusting. If anyone else had said this, they would be cancelled for life. But because it's Trisha, she gets away with this, and no one even gives this a second look.
It's disgusting, and it's gotten worse. Let me show you. Like, whoa, those are all homeless tents. What? I got mugged twice when I worked at Hollywood and Highland Mall, and I walked across the way. It is so disgusting. Like, I mean, you can kind of see the Hollywood sign beneath all that, like, smog and darkness. Smog and dark, like the Hollywood lifestyle itself. That'll suck you in and drain you down and spit you out, like.
So what are your thoughts on all this hypocrisy? Let me know in the comments, and don't forget to subscribe for more juicy tea.